Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode 258 of the On Air Advocate, where at the On Air Advocate, we look to provide education, support, and empowerment for all of those with different abilities, mental and medical illnesses, and their caregivers. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Tammy Flynn, and I am the host and producer of the On Air Advocate, and I am super excited if you are here this Saturday afternoon joining us, or whether you are catching this on the replay. Now, as always, if you think any of the content that we could be talking about today could be great for anyone in your network or your circle, please hit the share button and share the love with others. Well, if you guys have been following us all February long, you know that we are in our Marfan Awareness Series, but today is actually the wrap up. And I am excited to have this powerful team here today to be our wrap-up episode for Marfan Awareness Month. I have Grace Meyers here with me. She is a volunteer for the Marfan Foundation. Welcome, Grace.
Hi, so glad to be here.
I am so glad that you are taking time out of your Saturday afternoon to spend with me here and to share more about Marfan Syndrome and Marfan Awareness Month and all of that. But before that, Grace, would you tell the audience just a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm 17. I live in Michigan. I I go to Plymouth High School. I love Marfan related. I love spreading awareness. Very fun. Very good. And then in my free time, I like to hang out with friends. Yeah.
And excited, you were just talking that Grace, Monday is going back to school, right?
Yes, I'm very excited.
So she is very excited. So today, though, we are here to discuss Marfan Syndrome and Marfan Awareness Month. And Grace, can you kind of start us out on your journey and your story with Marfan, how you found out that you had Marfan Syndrome, how old you were?
Sure. So I was 4 years old. It was at my annual 4-year-old wellness visit. And lucky for me, I had a very smart doctor who knew what he was talking about. So I was there just sitting on the exam table, and he was looking at me, and he was like stroking my long limbs and like my long fingers and long arms and legs just all sprawled out on the table. And he kind of gave my mom a look, and my mom is an ultrasound tech, so she does ultrasounds of the heart on adults. So she is also aware of what Marfan syndrome was before that. And when he looked at her, she kind of spit it out. She was like, "Does she have Marfan syndrome?" And he said, "Yeah, I think so." So we went to the genetics doctor, and they measured my arm span, everything like that. And then I went to the heart doctor. My aorta was slightly increased. And then the thing that really like sealed the deal for my mom, especially being in the medical field, was the fact that I had like the connective tissue weakening in my eyes that they could see. So I got clinically diagnosed with Marfan syndrome then.
At the age of 4 then?
Yep.
So some of those symptoms that you may have experienced beforehand or how you felt, probably hard for you to remember, right? Yeah. Because you were so young. Does your mom tell you anything about things that kind of stood out to her before she even went for that 4-year-old checkup, that yearly annual?
We have talked about that before, but not much stood out because my sister and her also had like long limbs. So my sister is tall, my mom and dad are tall, so we just thought that's where it was coming from. But as I grew older, more things came up. But before the diagnosis, we didn't really suspect anything.
Okay, just because everybody does have that height and the length in the family.
Yeah.
And are you the first one in your family to have Marfan syndrome?
I am. I am a spontaneous mutation.
Oh.
That's what we call it.
Okay. And, you know, so you couldn't remember really at the age of 4, but obviously as you aged, when did you start to recognize that maybe you had some different traits?
Yeah, so like you said, I really don't remember at the age of 4. It's always kind of been my normal, like not being able to play sports or like participate in gym class. But when I was 9 years old, I guess I kind of really started thinking about it, because at 9 years old, that's when my first major medical issue regarding Marfan syndrome occurred. So I was in and out of the hospital for 3 months because of dural and
What is that?
Dural is when basically like the fluid in your spine, the sac that holds it in, because its connective tissue was like weak and it was loose, so it kind of like ran out, which caused headaches, and like because my brain lowered and pushed on a pressure point, so we had to like get that all checked out and had to get doctors to believe us first of all, and multiple procedures to fix that.
So at the age of 9, with those in and out of the hospital times, did that then continue into your teen years? Because you're 17 now, so this has been quite a journey for you.
Yeah.
Did you have other hospital experiences after that?
Yep, I was in the hospital summer of 2019 because I had major chest surgery for pectus excavatum, where the sternum was indented, so we had to correct that. So I was in the hospital for about a month, or not a month, a week. And then a month after that, I was in the hospital again for just a few days because of complications from that.
And, how do you feel that really having like a complex medical condition as a youth and then going into your teen years, how has that kind of impacted you?
As a teen, like going into high school, it was definitely kind of hard the first couple years because I wanted to play sports, and like I was interested in like cheer and gymnastics and pom. Like I wish I could have done all those things, but knowing I couldn't, like, so that kind of got to me. But I got to like manage the sports team. So I got to be a manager for the pom team and a manager for the gymnastics team. And then as the year went on in high school, I kind of got used to the idea of like, sports aren't my thing. I can't do sports, but there's other things that I can be involved in. So I got involved with clubs, and I got involved with the special education part of our school, which I've really enjoyed.
And so it seems like that kind of came full circle for you in starting to embrace having this chronic condition,
Yeah.
at that time, those other things. But now I know in all the pictures that you sent me and whatnot of all the other works and things that you've been involved with the Marfan Foundation. So how did that happen? How did your relationship with them kind of merge? And I feel like that also has probably brought things a little bit full circle with embracing your condition.
Yeah. So I first started going to the Marfan conferences, which the foundation holds every summer, when I was about 10. And I wasn't really like focused on the foundation. But then in the past year, my friend Grace Barnhart, she has been really involved with the foundation, and I have like loved how involved she is. So I wanted to be involved too. And because I went to Washington, D.C. last February and like advocated at the Capitol, I got closer with one of the foundation's like main people, Eileen. So she kind of connected me with everyone, and yeah, we just got to do all these amazing things.
And it seems as if you're actively involved even with COVID going on. We were chatting before the show. What are the things that you participate in now? And how do you connect with other teens within the foundation during these kind of COVID times where we're not able to do things in person?
So the teen council, which I'm a part of, we came up with the idea of connecting with other teens over Zoom every month. So we do teen game nights, and we also do teen talks. So the teen game nights, we kind of just, gather and play games online just for fun. And then the teen talks, basically the same thing, except we just talk about whatever we want. Like, it's just fun, nice way to connect and see people just like you.
Yes, definitely, and get involved. And hopefully is 2022, that conference might go on again.
Yep, hopefully.
Everybody to see each other and be involved. As you're, aging, how has your syndrome changed for you as you've gotten older? And within the foundation, did they have kind of supports that help you to know what might be to come as you continue getting older?
Yeah, as I get older, like the chronic aspect of the chronic illness comes in, like new issues or something it's popping up all the time. I just kind of roll with it. Like, it's just something else like you got to deal with, get it checked out, deal with it, and then it's over. And then, yeah, so I guess just being resilient, as my mom says. And then the foundation, through the foundation, actually, I've met a lot of like older people, and there's so I have basically an adult mentor, I like to call her, and she has just shown me like you can do everything, like you can do what you want still, and like it'll all be okay, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's nice within the foundation because it seems like they embrace the families even when kids are diagnosed at a very young age before they can even remember, but all the way through adulthood, right? So, able for you to kind of get a mentor to connect with, to talk about experiences that they've already traveled. So I think that's amazing. And all of these things that you have gotten involved with, I applaud you because I think that helps so much with making things come in full circle and embracing, your condition. So I would assume that you'd say to most teens or anyone that is in that space of rare disease, chronic illness, how important do you think it is to connect with community and connect with others that are just like you?
I think it's really, really important because the community right now is like, it's just amazing to have, like, just knowing that you're not alone and knowing that there's other people and that you can succeed. And yeah, it's very important.
Yes, when we have that familiarity with someone. Well, Grace, I think all the things that you are doing are super amazing. I can't wait for these COVID times to be over so you can get back to going on these trips and actively being involved with these other teams and doing advocacy work and all of those things. If there would be one thing you would like to leave, if there was a teenager with Marfan syndrome listening, whether it be a parent, that is also in this circle, would there be anything that you would definitely want the audience to know?
I would just say everyone is different. This Marfan syndrome affects everyone different, and definitely have a support system. And I like to say that Marfan syndrome is a beautifully unique way to celebrate life.
I love it. I love it. Well, with that, thank you, Grace, for being with us here this Saturday afternoon. I know you said in Michigan the sun is out, and the sun is out here too in Wisconsin. So trying to enjoy that for the day. But I thank you for being here. If people want to know more about the Marfan Foundation, where can they do that, Grace?
They can look up marfan.org, and that's the foundation's website to learn more.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for spending some of your time here this afternoon at the On Air Advocate, and thank you all for watching. Again, that's marfan.org. And if you guys want to know any more about the On Air Advocate, you can head on over to onairadvocate.com. Thanks again, Grace, and everybody. Happy Saturday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.